Chawinga. And Chawinga again, seeing plenty of the ball here. As she is busy in these early stages. The ball in isn't superb at all. Oh, the header is superb. Malawi powering their way into the lead here. And Botswana shocked by just the power and intent of this Malawi side since this game got underway. Beautifully done then with the conversion of the header from Mvula. Two wingers combining here. First the ball from the near side, the diving header out on the far side, and Malawi with a reason to celebrate nice and early in this encounter. There you have it. I know the scoreline in favor of Malawi, and it's Bola to open the scoring then. It's club football for DG Sunshine out in Malawi. We do have a couple of ladies, in fact, maybe more than just a couple, maybe one more, to play outside of the borders. Malawi, we will touch on that in a moment. Again, they continue with this powering start they've had to this match. Another ball in, a great chance, and one of them. All it needs is one of them. In the end, the selfishness in that play behind Malawi, what was a clear second goal then. Great challenge here on this near side. So, Beketo, who plays for Rivers Angels out in Nigeria. But the possible error here, and that she looked as though she took the ball away from Chawinga. As soon as we get the opportunity, we will have another look at that. But for the time being, first corner. Botswana, that's the opening 10 minutes, really haven't had that much of a chance to find themselves here. Have to deal with the lots of pressure coming from the ladies in green then. Nothing more come together just yet for the ladies from Botswana. 10 minutes. One I can say without any doubt at all belongs to one side. They really are moving the ball impressively. Nice little moved by time and space then. Very quick to try and settle the opponent as soon as they do lose the ball here to Malawi. Of course, the coach spoke of the Botswana coach and so on. They seem to have plenty of pace of their own. Now, there's that moment from earlier where it looked as though the goal was there for Chawinga, but and then looks to take it on. Oh, now here is another chance. Couple of them. And lucky. Chawinga again involved in just about everything good happening here for this Malawian side. Mwaka unlucky to the awkward height of the ball then. She tried to get over it. I think the arrival of the defender in trying to block that rushed her in an effort to hit that towards goal. So, likely start to this match we've had. Inside the opening 10, if you're just joining us, it's a 10 minutes where Malawi have really looked impressive, powerful, challenges are now flying in. And on that occasion, that looked a really hard challenge from Matisse. Tamma is the victim, and she hardly moves if the challenge came in. That's usually not a good sign. She stayed down and stayed still. Still in a lot of pain. Oof. Hard hit. So all eyes will be on the referee here, the willing Sitogo from Lesotho. No action taken by the look of it. It's the set piece. Good news is that Tama will be able to continue with the game here and makes the way off the field to return in a matter of seconds. It's safe to say. So 13 minutes gone by, and the Botswana ladies are slowly beginning to get into the sort of areas they would have planned to earlier in this match, into the opposition final third. They'll be able to work the ball into the box with a throw in. Not initially dealt with, and a chance coming up here for Botswana. 1-1 the scoreline. Just the response they needed it, just the time they needed it. Immediate. Keeper may have had some room for improvement, but in all honesty, the defense had a chance to deal with it a little bit early, and once they didn't, they were in all sorts of trouble. Then were Malawi defensively, and Botswana, quite rightly, went on to make them pay. Nkamete, the goal scorer. And this game already living up to expectation. Turns, and there he has it. Needing to keep on the near post then. Once that miss happened, there was also trouble for Malawi. And Nkamete doing what any striker should do in that situation, which is put the ball away. So, had mentioned before this game got underway that we had yet to experience a situation where losing side had scored. So, did mention that this felt like the day where a losing side may very well score, or where we may have a draw. So, both these sides have scored. The situation we had earlier, when you look at results, and they all pretty much point to 5-0, 3-0, 3-0, 2-0, 3-0. That's the thing of the past now. This game just makes that numbers in the history book, and we have a new beginning from the way of a scoreline here in this HOLLYWOODBETS COSAFA Women's Championship of 2022. Colin, near post. I think a bit of a communication breakdown then between the keeper and defender. far posts. Eventually, desperate to deal with it to Botswana, but it's brought right back in. Tell you who are sitting in their hotel rooms right now. If they haven't stuck around maybe to watch a half here, Tanzania as well as Comoros, the other teams in this group. Tanzania really looks solid. They will already in the first 15 or so minutes of this match know just how tough the future is that lies ahead in their group alone. If they are to go beyond it, remains to be seen. Now, pass could be coming up here for Botswana. And the shots that eventually came in was a disappointing one here, losing balance as she made contact with the ball, Mosoto. Knows how good a chance I do believe that was for and the teammates to Kopata Mosoto. Plays for Mazoti FC out in Botswana. Powerful running out on the far side. Ballin! Should have been the beginnings to a celebration for a possible second for Malawi, but it's not to be then. But we'll start with the positive play from Chawinga, I believe it was on the far side. Ball in, then finds. And there's arrives timelessly. Looks to guide the ball into the bottom corner, and goes just wide. Defensive error. And Botswana are looking to make Malawi pay, but Malawi very quick to make up for that mistake. Menga. Brought out on the far side, but so far hasn't needed. Looking to take on 3 players then. And eventually getting the better of the defender. Another dangerous ball in there. And the whistle goes for what I believe is a clash of heads then. Oh, will be concerned here. So they take no chances. So they look for a bit of assistance. Haufetoche is the injured party. Still a long way to go. So this match is done and dusted. And already one would think both coaches may have one or two concerns here and there. This was lots of skill out on the far side. Beautifully done on the wing. It was with that brilliant piece of play. Now, opening 20 minutes has absolutely flown by here if you are just joining us, and the match is living up to expectation in the quality we expected from both these sides. And just being a matchup where both sides are competing, it's been Possibly one of the best matches we've seen so far, where it's not a one-sided affair here. But, it has to be said, Malawi have had moments. Whilst Botswana have looked to get a lot on the counter-attack, but here they are pushing forward here, asking questions of that Malawian defense and doing well enough to win themselves a corner. Last touch coming off of Madise. Nice for Lusaka Animals Women's Football Club. There's Madise. One of the few in the starting 11 that played beyond the borders of Malawi. Now, ball in towards the near post, needed to be dealt with. It's a good ball to find space on the far side. Good movement in the central area. Well timed run and pass. And in the end, the defensive bit was time use as well. In fact, the challenge was good enough to ensure that it's Botswana that get the goal kick. Well, pressure on that defense then. Malawi looking to force the issue, and Botswana, who take themselves into trouble, desperately get it clear in the end here. Well, it continues to be an interesting match here. The hard running style and power of this Malawian side continuing to make things interesting. Anyway, we'll do at that point. So keep in mind this Group C and the last of the groups here. At the end of the day here today, would have completed round one in all of the groups, meaning we'll go back to Group A and go into the second round of matches. The important factor being we would have seen all of the teams in action, and they would have witnessed each other. Well, the big news, of course, from a local point of view, that Banyana back in action, especially after the start they had. They were impressive. Oh, one in here. Trying with a ball across. Oh, they should be. Should be in the lead for the first time. That was a perfectly worked set piece. Tell you what, they are out here to give as good as they're getting. And that turned into a proper toe-to-toe and blow-for-blow type affair here between these two sides. Composure. Meantime, on the other end of the field, Botswana have to come through with a last this tackle. Violated. Safety first, yeah. Communication lines are open. More work coming their way. Malawi looking to keep the pressure on. It came out a long way. Then fortunate that fell not once but on a few occasions to was one of her teammates. Good work on the far side from the Botswana ladies. Then in putting it back. Well, with the clock now approaching the first half an hour. It's interesting to see how much more even this game is from a playing point of view, where that early momentum that went with Malawi is not quite the same vein. They themselves are finding they are having to put in a proper shift on the defensive ends. That should be given to the Botswana ladies here. The ball across to the far side with numbers now pushing forward. Yeah, getting into the box. Ball in. Way too close to the keeper. Comfortable. There's the pickup for the Sikhomwing between the sticks. Foul then in the middle of the park. That will go the way of the allowance. Challenge is flying in the middle of the park then. And the referee hasn't been all too keen to show cards yet. Has allowed the ladies to have it their way out there. I don't mind they're going in hard. Irene Kumalo flew in from the challenge. Keeper's called for it, yeah. And in the end, unable to hold on to it, so it's gone on out for the corner. Against Paul, this time gets an important touch to get it clear. It's very vocal and trying to ensure defenders clear their lines here. She is taking a knock herself on her way to dealing with that. Earlier, when she made life difficult for herself. To believe that followed up in the corner. She defended following that particular play we just witnessed, where she may have picked up the knock. So for Malawi, this an interesting time where, of course, they aren't afraid to admit that having reached the final before, the aim is to reach it again, this time only to walk-away winners. Has been progress made from a Malawi point of view over the years in as far as the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Women's Championships, which, of course, today we're enjoying out at the Madibas, where we started off at the Egg Stadium out in Port Elizabeth. We're out at the Madibas today, one of the three venues that will be used in this tournament before we eventually return to the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, which is the big one, of course, opening and closing this tournament. With Mango, fine and able to continue with a surname many will be familiar with. To help from Malawi now here in South Africa, Mango, thanks to Cabatino Mango. They certainly are for the physical battles of the Botswana ladies, which have been impressive to see. Alfetoge in involved in quite a tussle with Sinwaka. Let's push forward. Able to break through then. Nicely for the time being here. Still looking to push forward here with now a few options inside the box. Keeper's done just about enough. Fortunate that that didn't fall to a lady in green rather than the teammates. They really are battling out there. By battling, I mean competing. They are fully competing, both sets of ladies here. Actually, one back in the middle of the park. He is a talented footballer. Is Chawenga wearing the number 11 jersey for those that aren't familiar with her. He has been exciting to us so far in the 35 minutes of this match. Little dicky pass over the top here to look to find a little bit of width. Oh, the Malawans. Bit of space. Ball in. Getting quality in the ball, and there's comfort in there for Botswana, but in the end they are able to gather, but when Malawi are able to get it wide and whip in a good quality ball, problems begin for the Sekomoe. Football this. And arriving on the blind side is Mbula, who has scored earlier. Now this is a little bit earlier with the ball played across, and Wing again get the touch onto it with their feet. And fortunate that it rolls to Paufetoge. So we'll be hoping that she is not down for too long. As we expected, the numbers have increased going into the afternoon. And we'll see what the scenario will be in South Africa in action. The supporters of the region. Now, again, all about the ball in here, but the first touch, these are the goalkeeper having a whiff of a chance to get there. Does bravely, judge the situation well. Has all of that positivity at some cost to herself, of course. Great goalkeeping from the Botswana goalkeeper. I do believe have come into this tournament without a club, so he's looking to market herself out there. Now, the way things started, they would have had reason for concern, but the response was impressive. Still, they are honest with themselves. There's a few things they still may need to fix out there. The young ladies from Botswana, but if it was to go into the half-time break with the scoreline at 1-1, I do believe Botswana would be the happier of the two sides. I thought about taking quickly the set piece, but realized that one of those, or one of theirs, was still down. And she didn't have to get back up on her feet. There's Mosoto. Looking to walk it off. Moving on towards the last 5 minutes. It's a ambitious shot. Inside of your picture, there's another lady down in inside the allowing box. It's in the colors of Botswana. To wonder if it is Masotu. The way she moved forward after that set piece wasn't too convincing. And yeah, it is Tukapata Masotu. She eventually got there and realized that she had a problem that would need assistance. It's mine now. With Masotu having left the field, they will play with just 10 on the field here, wondering if they'll end the half with 10 on the field, Botswana. And how telling it could be in whether the scoreline changes between now and the half-time break. Certainly have worked hard. You have one another, have the Botswana ladies. And strong play then as Malawi going to win themselves a set piece just outside of the area, and just a good spot here to possibly test the keeper. A strong play you speak of starts with Abita showing continues to have a rather impressive first half. Does the Inter Milan player. Now, going the ending to the set piece. And it's looking as though Botswana will be forced into making a first change of the match here before the end of this first half. Substitutes ready, and the injured party in Tukubato Mosoto taking her place on the bench outside of your picture. Here's the Inter Milan lady playing the 11 on the back. Looking for the teammate in who's showing a good hustle to win it back. Ilongo amongst those keeping moving on the senior side. Challenged again. Coming in, looking fast, and I don't think the ladies from Botswana are appreciating this. Mwaka was looking to offer her apologies. I don't think. Oh, she put a weight on her own ankle then. Don't think Simwaka did much to affect that. And it doesn't look good at all for Diterbe now, who herself, I suspect, did put up the signal for the substitution to be made, her own substitution. I don't think she was mindful at all of the change that was to be eventually take place now. Which is Musoto making way. So Michelle Obeng is the first change made, fourth change. I do suspect and fear there may be another fourth change, if not in this first half, but during the halftime break and at the start of the second, that may befall Botswana. Again, always interesting to hear the keepers that are most vocal and trying to support their teammates, very involved in the game. Well, it's 3 minutes that will be ended on to this first half. What a couple of ladies may be feeling the effects of the physicality at times out there. It is interesting to notice that the lack of cars shown here so far. Now, shown in numbers eliminated. In the end, a good challenge. It was from Kaufetoge to bring the Malawian intense to a halt. Good defensively to keep the danger at bay. Melissa didn't eventually go. She was going to go for it. Like I said, it has been physical. They'll be feeding a few of the ladies during the halftime break here. That's for sure. Going into the last of 3 minutes added on. There'll be more than just one or two that will feel the effect of that first half. And the ex-referee, the Boiling Togo, has been more than happy to just, allow them to get on with it. The both sets of ladies haven't been willing to give an inch. We're only hoping now that both sets of ladies will be fine and able to continue with the game here. The second half. Good news is Begezo is on her feet. As though she'll be able to continue. Gingerly getting back up on her feet, and not too sure if she has a bearings about her. Not too sure if they'll allow her to continue. There'll be some warning times in that halftime break from a Botswana point of view. I do suspect, worst case scenario, they may be forced into two changes. In fact, one of those two changes will be happening now. As what's to be expected, really. So after making a second change, fourth change that is, they are now having to consider a third during the halftime break. So a first half where there has been quality in goals scored here from the likes of Mvula and the physicality in this game, that's also been a huge talking point with both sets of ladies not looking to give an inch and remaining very competitive. But that's a huge talking point in this first half, a thoroughly competitive game here where, well, there's no separating.
Is a tradition that man, or indeed a human being, is born in. Naturally, we are born with Ubuntu. We live with it. We come into this world with that.
Ubuntu ninshila iyo abantu basendelamo ifyo umuntu afwiryo kuba nefyo afwiryo kuchita nefyo afwiryo kwikaliramo Ubuntu.
Chitemiko, Ubuntu mutende.
Ubuntu nikukhala pamosi. Ubuntu nikusamala. Ubuntu nikukondana.
The desire to contribute to positive changes within rural communities is my strong motivation to work hard for my society. For me, that is Ubuntu.
Ubuntu means humbleness. Ubuntu means humility. Ubuntu means love.
Ubuntu is I'm a person because of a person. That's really a person. I'm who I am because of who we are.
What Ubuntu means to me is the ability to look at the need of others and be able to put yourself in their position, be able to do something about it.
going to be offering some of our viewers more content. And apart from more content, we are going to expect our
last year's losing finalist. That is only for the Malawians and Botswana were up against it in the early stages of the match. One from Malawi for Botswana to punish them. Amazing. Quick with the turn here. Deadly with the finish. After Malawi weren't convincing at all in dealing with this. That little miss. So cocky in the end. They needed the confidence boosted immediately with that goal scored now. Excellent goal, touch scored on this attack from Malawi, serving up on that occasion for Timber Yezo, whose header was wide, but Kaminga. And a stunning moment in the creation of that chance. Now, all across and will feel they should be in the lead going into the half-time break. Had that chance been taken? Let me see again. Having scored before, should have scored again. Now, let's have a look at the numbers then. It's maybe Malawi with the slight advantage in numbers here, but this a very competitive game between these two sides, also very physical. The yellow cards and red cards say no, but well, I'll tell you what, the few ladies are feeling the effects out in the changes right now. So much so that we may see changes at the start of the second half, and those are the options to the coaches with so many ladies looking as though they're walking wounded at the end of the first.
I'm joined by Mr. Khiba Mohonyane, who is part of the COSAFA Expo and the chairman of the referees. Thank you so much for your time. But the other day that the referees has been playing such an instrumental role when it comes to the management of the game. Let's talk about the development of the referees and the process of how they get to referee such a big game.
For referees to ref big games like this, they are being taken through the process and the pace by the referees manager. We have a guy by the name of Felix from Zimbabwe. He's the one who's doing the groundwork for them. But you'll also recall that referees, before they come here, they do what we call Cooper test. It's a fitness test actually done in their respective football associations. Then we select them from that criteria.
And why is this test so important?
Because referees must stay fit at all material times. If a referee happens to fail that test, my sister, we take them back home, unfortunately, because we repeat it upon arrival in tournaments like this.
And unfortunately, referees also bear the brunt of sometimes bad calls, unfortunately, and they result in some negative backlash as well. In terms of just accountability, what is then now the process?
After every game, we analyze their performance, we analyze their work during the game, so that we should take it from them. After every game, there is a manager sitting at the hotel now, looking at all the incidents that happened throughout the game, so that referees must be accountable for whatever decision they made throughout the game. We can't just send a team home and leave the referee behind. Should the team have to go home, then the referee must also follow.
Can you talk to us just a bit about some of the programs you have in place to develop more referees across younger referees, also male and female as well?
Look, COSAFA is a breeding ground for the globe now. We have Icona who are now doing the AFCON. You name them all. Some are in the FIFA tournaments. We are from COSAFA. COSAFA is a breeding ground for the globe, like I'm saying.
Are we seeing a big influx of referees being developed?
Yes. Actually, that's our main focus. That's our main priority, to develop young and coming referees throughout the region for the world.
And how has the interest been when you look at the different provinces in South Africa?
My sister, we're not only focusing on South Africa, but the region. And like I'm saying, throughout the world, referees are from COSAFA. They are being sought after.
And when you look at the referees that have come through these programs as well, and you talk about the likes of Akona, who are now on the global stage, the impact of these kind of programs, do they come back? Do they give back? Because we know that they are used as examples as well.
They do come back, and they do come and do wonders for the region, having gone through other countries, other stages, other continents, and through the world. They do come back to COSAFA and say, well, we thank you for the job well done.
Dr. Khiba, thank you so much.
Thank you, my sister.
Dr. Khiba, who is, of course, heading up the referees here at COSAFA. And back to the matters here at the Madivas Stadium. Rather, it is 1-1. It is the first time where we have seen an equalizer here in the tournament. So this already speaks volumes about the type of game we have here with Malawi as well as Botswana. But I must say, though, it is Tabitha and Fazila who are partnering up very well up front and just putting that pressure on that defensive line for Botswana. We're seeing a lot of balls. Malawi's playing with their right flank, so we're seeing a lot of crosses coming from that side. So it's interesting to see how things will end going into the second half.
50% of infertilities because of infections, typically the chlamydia and the gonorrhea.
Your time is up. Thank you so much.
Since I've been mentioned, I can react to what comment Chinda just
Yes.
said.
I haven't finished my point.
Remember,
No, I haven't let me finish my point so that my brother can.
Does the Patriotic Front know the kind of damage they have done to our economy and to our country? I do not.
The alleged abduction of Pamela Kisupa, and this case has really kept us on our toes. And in as much as
nobody has been acquitted from this new dawn administration cases that have been started. There's nobody that has been acquitted. Okay?
CJ, foreplay. I'm not talking about jump and begin acting like a kangaroo. No, foreplay. Many of us as Africans, we lack this virtue. This is not there.
Yeah, the time twaje ku Malabo. What's about the first game twale tena wa Senegal. I think what it sana underrated because even the warm up, you can see the way they are doing warm up. Bare munagati bora na wawina kale nyoko.
Oh, it's actually good if you start creating competition in the team. If you don't create competition, then you will have a problem who to replace when one is injured.
I think the names people have been calling me, I accepted them and I welcomed them. But what I would should have been called as a nickname, I would should have been called Sambalung.
Level matters. The pace out on the far side as Malawi look to, well, for some moments of joy for themselves again. Lots of work being done by the individual then, rather than keeping it simple and taking down the opponent as a group. Simwaka then with the work done, eventually running out of space. There is the mark again. Physically, they are strong and quick. At times, you get the feeling if they were to play with their heads up a little bit more, they would get a little bit more out of the game. Now, young lady from Inter Milan who has been entertaining up to this point. Of course, amongst those out there, well, the hits just keep on coming from that first half. They've continued into the second. A couple of Botswana players down here. Wing, one of them, crashing into Alfredo. Both players in the end are down here, understandably. Alfredo already went through quite a bit physically in that first half, so it's interesting to see how much more she could take here in the second. Well, keep in mind in this tournament, up to 5 changes can be made per coach, so the fact that they've made 2 doesn't leave them without options going forwards. That's worth taking into note. Botswana now will be a little worried with the way things are looking, with a couple of players down, including one of them being a goalkeeper. Botswana, long-time participants in this tournament. Back in 2002, group stage was the best they could do. Same in 2011, 17, 18. They were 4th in 2019 in what turned out to be a good year, but also was maybe a period where messages were being sent out. Runners up in 2020, yes. 2021 was a disappointing showing. The test was only a group stage showing. Certainly improved between then and now. Oh, Moeng is on her feet and able to continue, and once again, Botswana will get the game started with just 10 ladies on the field. Wow, nice little run from Cynthia being made. The pass over the top. So good vision in spotting that run, but the flag had gone up for offside against Ntamet. Very quick to offer apologies after committing that foul then. Showing up the young Inter Milan lady. There's showing again. Sort of running if you are just joining us and haven't been with us from the start of the game. A few of the fans have noted that and look to encourage her whenever she gets on the ball. Especially that group at the top of your picture just a few moments ago. Chance here to maybe have a shot that could trouble Moeng, but she looked as though she had it covered. And it went wide of the mark. Yeah. No worries from Wing. It's working extremely hard. There's the Botswana captain, Yakanyo, who ends. Will pick up the yellow card here. Yakanyo. All may be in agreement with regards to this particular yellow card. The victim here is Chebegezo. So there will be a change made, and it's Malawi that will look to make that change. Rose Kateri is waiting to come on now. Eager to come on by the look of it. Plays for Ascent Academy back in Malawi. There's Kateri. Well, it's a that's showing challenge. She may argue she got the ball, but I believe the referee's argument will be that stats were showing. Tembegezo getting it to a point where she is in need of a stretcher here. Certainly is in pain, a lot of pain, and the signal from the referees that a change may be needed here. In the meantime, that change is made immediately then. So this Tembegezo will make way. For what was a ready Katera. First few touches here for Katera. They do enjoy being on the ball then. At times, maybe a tad too much. Just 10 minutes of the second half gone by. Yeah. Needs to be careful here. Patricia Nyirenda. The reaction alone may get her in trouble. Both ladies went for it, but as may have been the more violent looking action. Again, no cost shown so far in this match. Well, battling in the middle of the park, hoping. The decision was to go where was Gulue. In the end, it's gone the Botswana way here as they push forward and have yet another hopeful shot from distance. We're at a point now where I do believe both sets of ladies have maybe lost their way somewhat tactically and are playing with a lot of emotions out there. Wrestling skill then to buy time and space in the middle of the park. So, on the ball, yep. Is showing it up in field then for yet another of the shots to come from a long way out. Hopeful shots this time from Simwaka. Tight in midfield here, where a second too long on the ball means you're a victim of a challenge. Oh, that's lovely footwork initially, but good cover in a defense then, including the challenge being good enough to ensure the decision would go with Botswana. George with the defensive play. To take the throw in. Theo George takes for Wonder Girls out in Botswana as we approach the 1 hour mark. Pass 1-2 not quite executed well enough then. So get the throw in on the near side will Botswana. Now, in open play, these teams haven't been able to show us much, and now we have a situation where Mango seems to be an incredible amount of pain. Think or didn't think was anything she was involved in that would cause her so much distress, but we'll check nonetheless on our end. So let's keep an eye on her then, Mango, as we just look back at this moment here and see what we can see out or pick out. There's a striker next to her, and they are both jostling for position, and from that, she's gone to ground, I think suggesting she was stomped on. Well, she was in tears a minute ago. Seems to be fine now. Pain completely gone. So, Botswana have the set piece. Botswana did score following a corner. So, Ball forward, yeah, keeper's come out a long way. One of those where, as a defender, you may have to overrule the keeper's judgment here, and that's exactly what Halfetoge did. Oh, many of you are in for a real treat. Let's keep in mind. This is the Banyana Brazil encounter to look forward to after all is said and done here this evening. Those of you that are thinking Banyana involved out here and playing out at the Yolanda Stadium later, well, that's the senior national team that was listed for this tournament. Usually and traditionally, what Tetesi Ellis and her team have done is use the tournament to get the youth to gain experience, which is exactly what they've done and are doing. The challenge to slow down the Malawans for just a moment. And it gets a little predictable for them once it becomes central. It's when they use their wing play and get those crosses in where they are a real threat to this Botswana side. The challenge, good hard work being put in by Untamete. There she is now pushing forward, getting beyond one, still going on her own and never really looked up to was that far side where there was support. How's that for some improvisation? Katere, who come in off the bench at the start of this half. Do you believe it's safe to say there were more goal attempts in this game in the first half than what we've seen at this point in the second? It's become a defender's game, this. Nwaka does well to keep it alive on that far side. Plus was lacking in a bit of quality. Nwaka there to try and help it on its way. Running out of space is Mbula here on the near side. And they've lost their rhythm altogether. Both these sides. I suspect the physicality had a bit to do with both sides. Maybe taking the fun out of life here for one another. Well, for Malawi, who were the first to score in this game. They, of course, like Botswana, have been involved in this tournament since 2002. Good hard running here, and the challenge that could prove costly. Didn't get off the group stages, Malawi, in their first two attempts at this tournament, and we finally see a yellow card here in this match. George is the lady that'll go into the referee's book here. Fourth place finish was their best finish in this tournament by 2011. Didn't beat that, just group stage finishes on few occasions until 2020 when they came third, and then, of course, runners-up a year ago. So signs have been there over the last couple of years that Malawi is on the up and up. Did it, straight into the wall, not once but twice. Unlike Botswana, outside of the COSAFA, there's not much else to write home about for Malawi on the international stage. Of course, out in Malawi, they do have something to look forward to a little bit later on in the year. It's a junior international level in the Region 5 games, which were hosted in Lesotho last year. At the end of this year, it'll be out in Malawi, which many of us who were part of the festivities in Lesotho last year will be looking forward to out in Malawi come the end of the year. Football that will be on display both for the ladies and for the men at the much junior international level. Now, offside. Flag has been up, so referee yet to spot it. They now pushes on. There's Malawi look to hit on the counter attack. They've got the pace and power, and they add that with a good pass. The answer is yes, but the flag's up once again for offside. Mula, who's already scored in this match, was hoping to score once again. Keep in mind that the Region 5 games, the age group is under 17 for both the ladies and men. So some great quality football at the under 17 level. Again, COSAFA region in Lesotho. Now, quickly a chance here. Good defensive efforts, lovely block. Tell you what, the fans that have come out here are so involved in this game, so captivated by it, that they are making things nice and interesting here in the last 20 minutes. Pressure on Botswana. Malawi again beginning to create moments. Not chances aplenty, no, but just moments of menace. Now, Okay, so that was a chance. Simwaga. Showing good spirit. Credit to both sets of ladies. They okay, Gently got out of that box, having felt the physical effects of trying to keep Malawi at bay. People chose not to hold on to it and straight onto an opponent inside the box, and the captain wish she'd dealt with that in a much better fashion. Well, yeah, Ganyo. There's a group of fans, top of your picture, that is making for this lovely backdrop. They're having a great time out there. Keeper chooses not to hold on. This time gets it wide, so off on the break goes Simwaga. So, change being made here. And it's Mului that will replace with the whole. Already looked as though she was struggling not too long ago. So makes way. And Daone Mului comes on in a place. Oh, shot from range! Had the keeper worried. Simwaka always involved here. It's one of those you're going to have to watch right up to the last whistle. At any point, you can still tilt one way or another. There they are, having a proper party out to that far side. And making for a nice backdrop in the latter stages of this game. I could encourage a win out of one of these two sides. There could be one still. Botswana now. Puts the ball into the box. They're dealt with. Defender let the ball bounce and nearly played herself into trouble. Violated. Is still down injured, so wait to see if she'll be able to continue with the game. And he stretches, she's fine. Back up on her feet on her own. as things stand, it will be Tanzania that tops the group. As things stand. And if one other side scores the one goal to win this match, they then will be clear in second place, as Tanzania will have the better goal difference. Interesting how things are panning out. Tanzania sitting in the hotel rooms watching this will, I think, be smiling at how things are panning out here. But still, we'll know they will have encounters that won't be easy come they day against either Botswana or Malawi. That isn't too far away. Pace once again from the Inter Milan player here who's looking to do it all on her own, and in the end has done a little too much. Not for the first time here today, showing up. That's believing herself, that's for sure. Katere looking for Chawinga. Keeper had made a mistake then. Fortunately, wasn't a green shirt lurking about to take advantage. Now cross in here with numbers in the box. Set up for the shots. Well, she is skillful, quick and powerful. Able to shrug one off, skillfully get the better of one, but couldn't force her way through a third. Inclementia is feeling the effects of the day. I do believe. Well, I think the plan is twofold here. One, give this game the little bit of spirit it needs to make sure there's a winner. Two, stay a little warm. And I think they're accomplishing both those things, those gentlemen out there cheering. Staying warm and giving us the atmosphere we need. Now, all in, and it could be a chance here. What is over the ball? Lovely opportunity then. Again, so nicely created by Chamwenga. They've created more moments to with this in the latter stages of the game. Not too many of them, but enough. Still time remaining on the clock, however, time to still force the issue. This is all about strength and determination. And a little bit of bad luck. Oh, good run up to the far side. Good enough to have won Botswana the corner. Footwork from Bola. So Botswana making it another change, yeah. Battle. For fun and festival, what I wonder going into the next test race is how many they must do injury following the afternoon flash. Pushing forward. Next up for Malawi will be a battle against Comoros, while Botswana will battle against the defending champions, Tanzania. That will be on the 5th. Just a few days' time. Good work. And keep your eye on the ball then, defensively on the near side. Well, the decision keeps going with Botswana. Slowly they are gaining ground and moving down the line, and that's exactly what they look to do once again. This time, actually done and holding it up, and it's just finding a teammate. So, when they keep control of the ball here, other players gone down here, which has become the norm in this game now. Very stop-start type of affair over the last 10. Actually, probably more so over the last 5. I think here is a wing who is amongst those who have come on as a sub here in the second half. In fact, came on as a sub, I beg your pardon, later in the first half. Did Abwing. Maybe suffering from stitch. So, this game lining up to be a first of sorts here in this year's tournament. Well, if there is to be a loser, it's the first time a loser has scored in the match, if there is to be a loser here in this game. If not, it'll be the first game where there isn't a loser or a winner for that matter in the game. So there is about a minute and a half of the game remaining now. So a minute and a half for either one of these two sides to push on and earn themselves a much needed 3 points here in the battle to be one of the qualifying sides for the semi-finals. Keeper very nearly made a telling mistake. Recovered well. Did Wing. Fields for a handball. Nothing coming. Still having to be honest defensively here. Malawi in the seconds that remain. That's it. Same applies for Botswana. Keep has that situation under control. Was the situation that had taken place just before that long range shot, where one player was going in to try and head the ball quite low. Another flew in to kick it, got to the ball first, but Thought there was contact between the two. Seemingly not in the end, so nothing to worry about. Ooh. Terrible time to pick up an injury. This for Tashani. There you have it. A game where we expected it to be competitive, and in the end, it was. So much so that it got extremely physical, and they beat the fight out of each other. Did these two sets of ladies. Goals from Bola with a stunning diving header. Quick response from Montamente at a time when they were still playing football and looking to play at each other than play each other. Since then, and that turned into a bit of a war zone out there. Yes, the cards won't reflect it, but the number of players that are down and in pain will certainly let you know. For Malawi, yep, they won't be 100% happy with the situation. No Botswana, but they will have to take it with Tanzania taking the top spot in the group at the end of the day. It's Botswana 1, Malawi 1.
Globally, 85% of infertility is because of infections, typically the chlamydia and the gonorrhea.
Your time is up. Thank you so much.
Since I've been mentioned, I can react to what comment in the just.
Yes, I haven't finished my point.
Remember,
No, let me finish my point so that my brother can.
Does the Patriotic Front know the kind of damage they have done to our economy and to our country? I do not.
The alleged abduction of Pamela Kisupa, and this case has really kept us on our toes. And in as much as
nobody has been acquitted from this new dawn administration cases that have been started. There's nobody that has been acquitted. Okay?
CJ, foreplay. I'm not talking about jump and begin acting like a kangaroo. No, foreplay. Many of us as Africans, we lack this virtue. This is not there.
Yeah, the time twaje ku Malabo. Kwa sababu the first game twale tena wa Senegal. I think very tutasana underrated because even the warm up, you can see the way they are doing warm up. Bare munakati bora na wawina kale nyoko.
Oh, I think it's actually good if you start creating competition in the team. If you don't create competition, then you will have a problem who to replace when one is injured.
I think the names people have been calling me, I accepted them and I welcomed them. But what I would prefer being called as a nickname, I would prefer being called Sambalung.
Joseph that went over the bar and took. Again, the numbers won't be too much to the inside. Maybe more progression. What Botswana was not at the end of the day. But most of the time, when I feel that just play much better, whilst at the end of the day, it's Tanzania that will be smiling most of the time.
I'm joined by our player of the match, Tabitha Chawinga, and to hand her award rather is Mr. Mfundo Makungwane, regional manager for Hollywood Bets. Thank you so much, Baba. You can hand over her award to her.
Thank you.
Tabitha, congratulations. A great performance today. Let's just talk about today's game. You guys gave us the first draw of the tournament, but it just seemed like such a tough and physically challenging game.
The game was very tough. Mm, the way we ran it was not like this. But anyway, we thank God for giving us a draw for today. We didn't lose. Of course, Botswana is a good team. See, Botswana have in the pre-Africa Cup of the Nation. So, yeah, that was the football.
When we look at the first half when Fazila was still in, it just seemed like you guys were putting Botswana under that defensive pressure when we just look at the goal attempts as well coming from both of you.
Yeah, Fazila is a good player. We put the Botswana pressure together with Fazila. Of course, we didn't score until Fazila get injured. So I hope she will be okay for next game because we need Fazila again. The way we play together in forward, we play good football. We pass each other. Yeah.
Before I let you go, I have to ask you about that goal attempt that just went over the crossbar. That counter attack, you're running by yourself. There was no support for you.
Yeah, of course. The last ball we shoot, it was go up. Anyway, maybe it's plan of the God, like the way I told you the first time. Maybe it's plan for the God to give us a draw for today. This is for just beginning. The Lord is still open. Yeah, so we believe and we trust ourselves. Next game and third game, we do better. I hope we'll win this two games.
Thank you so much. All the best for your next game.
Thank you very much.
Tabitha Chawinga. She is the player of the match. Now I'm joined by her coach, Coach Lovemore. Coach, what do you make of your team's performance today? Because, yes, Coach, you knew when we spoke, you said, this team, we know they're strong on the wings, we know that they're pacey, but we spoke about your team maintaining that defensive discipline and just trying to press them high.
Yeah, of course. First of all, I have to congratulate the girls. They did their best, and they have played according to instructions, whatever we did from training. But when you look at the first half itself, I think we have see this match in the first half, because we missed a lot of chances. But this is all about the game. We miss sometimes, we get punished. So overall of the game, I think the girls play much better than Botswana.
Are you happy as well with your team's response when you look at those transitions, even when they lost the ball and when Botswana was coming at them? Are you happy with just how they responded and just regained possession?
Yes, I'm happy because that's why I'm saying that they did exactly what we trained during our trainings. And I said when we interviewed me, I said that we have to play the pressing game, and this is what they almost did. So I'm happy with the performance, the way they played, and even the cross. We had a trend of crosses, especially the first half. So I'm happy with the performance.
Is this a game that you feel like you should have won? When you look at also the goal attempts, they swing more in your favor.
Yes, we have won this game. I said we have won this game. The first 5 minutes, we had plenty of chances, plenty simple chances. So we have won this game. I don't think Botswana gave us much enough pressure. But we gave them pressure that we were supposed to win this game.
Thank you so much, Coach. All the best for your next game. Coach Lovemore, happy with his team's performance. I'm joined now by Coach of Botswana. Coach, what do you make of your team's performance? It just seemed like at some moments the team was absorbing a lot of pressure.
Exactly. Thank you, yes, first game, I think good results for us, a draw. looking at Malawi, it was physically strong. Also, it's a new team in terms of combination and all those things. But I would just say they played well in terms of trying to absorb the fever. But also, as Team Botswana, we created so many chances, but we didn't convert. But I'm very pleased what the team has shown.
Yeah, speaking about just how physically challenging the game was, do you think that somehow affected also just the tempo for your team? Because we saw your team being knocked down a lot of them coming out with a
Exactly.
stretcher as well.
Exactly. You have seen, we had two first chances, two first subs. I think from that angle, we got a hell and we end up and also never in terms of the strength. But hella generally, I'll just say pick up the guess for a draw. Also killing Villa or hella I think le bala lone, I think Lin will impacted because re tsetse gore gongwe ra go noka bolo but ga go a iragala yalo.
Coach, all the best for your next game.
Thank you very much.
Well, it is Botswana as well as Malawi. It is them how they ended. It is 1-1 how they both end this game, rather. It is even and they share the spoils. And earlier on, it was Tanzania 3-0 over the Comores. And that's how we wrap up the group.